$10,000 is not a lot of money.
Good day, sir. So, what's your name?
I am Kolibe Ilechuku, and my middle name is Anointed for some people that keep asking.
Nice.
Yes.
So, what do you do for a living?
I'm a business speaker and I'm a business coach.
Okay. So, where do you come from?
I'm from Oba, Anambra, Nigeria.
So, why do people call you the biggest copywriter in Africa?
Well, one thing I believe in this life is every opinion is relative until you have numbers to back it up. So when they say I'm the biggest copywriter in Africa, you can check amount of people who follow me, over 300,000 across all social media platforms. And you can check track record. I've helped businesses make millions of dollars in sales. I've also helped bring up young entrepreneurs, young copywriters. Over 7 of them have become successful through my academy. So I think they're in the right saying I'm the biggest copywriter in Africa.
That's impressive. So, I would like to ask you a few questions so that our audience can know more about you and how they can learn from you.
Let's go.
So, first of all, welcome back to Nigeria.
Thank you.
So, I'm curious, how was the trip to Qatar? Like, how was the experience? People you met? Tell me about it.
Qatar was amazing. I met a lot of great people, especially in my kickboxing gym. I got to meet friends there. And Qatar is a society that is futuristic. This is why I advise people to travel when they can. Qatar was amazing, or is amazing. It's somewhere you go, you see the top 1% people. This is where you see Arab princes, and you also meet other individuals from all over the world. Now I have friends from different parts of the world. I love how futuristic they are. Let me just give this example. I love the continent of Africa a lot. But in this sense where Africans were still trying to solve our problems of today, these guys are talking of vision 2050. So we're still trying to solve today's problem. These guys are solving future problems. So that's a different mindset. Then you see these Arab princes that money is no longer a problem. So I ask them questions like, how are you still ambitious? What's driving you? And for them, it is legacy. So this is something bigger than money. It's now about legacy. It's now about leaving footprints in the sands of time. So these perspectives really help me learn a lot from Qatar.
All right. So, looking at Africa and looking at Qatar, in your experience, what would you say has contributed to Qatar's success? Is it the people? Is it the government? Or is it a combination of both?
When people say that Qatar has oil and gas and that's why they're successful, I tell them Nigeria has oil and gas. So what's the difference? Why did they discover theirs and become successful with it? Same with Dubai, that is the UAE. How were they able to build amazing structures? What is the major difference? So I kept asking these questions and I've come to the conclusion that it's the people, because even the government is made up of the people. So when you come to a country like Nigeria, it's not animals that are the government, it's humans, it's people that are the government. Right? It is all about the people. Same people that we are right now are people that will be in the government in 10 years, 20 years, right? So, but what values do we have as a people? What morals do we have as a people? How do we handle corruption? You see a little person that has a small position, a local position, will tell you, let me connect my brother, let me connect my sister, let me eat as much money as possible. You see somebody in your place of work, there's a job opening, they don't put the best qualified person there. They put someone that is connected to somebody that is connected to somebody. So you see that corruption eats deep into the people. And whether we like it or not, these same people will get into the government and everything will keep going that way. So until we become a society where we prioritize the most qualified, where we prioritize leaving an amazing legacy instead of the stomach infrastructures of the moment, we'll never go as far as these guys, right? So yeah, that is where we need to start with.
You preach about financial independence, time and location freedom, but you have a team of people working under you. You talk about them all the time, and basically 95 workers. So in practicality, how do you relate that to what you preach?
I say this every time, that 9 to 5 is not a bad thing. There's this popular saying that is the pill that they give you to forget about your dreams or whatever. It is the foundation. 9 to 5 is the foundation. It is very important, right? So there are two things I usually say when it comes to 9 to 5ers. Number one, if you look at the Facebook story, which is now called Meta, Facebook made 10 people billionaires. But we only know about Mark Zuckerberg. The other about 7 people that were made billionaires were people who worked for him. So there is something called an intrapreneur. You can be part of a thriving business and grow with that business and become an entrepreneur with that business. And entrepreneurs, they make the best money with the least possible stress. In fact, if I ask people to name the co-founders of Facebook, 90% of people don't know the co-founders of Facebook. They only know Mark Zuckerberg. So he bared all the brunt. He suffered the most, got criticized by the government, by the people, and all that. Very simply, you can start a 9 to 5. You can become part of a team, building a big business, and become an intrapreneur. Then number 2 is the best way to start your life is by getting capital and experience in a 9 to 5. My team members, they learn different skills under me. Copywriting, public speaking, different skills under me that they use to develop into powerful individuals. So maybe in 5-10 years, they decide to own their own business. These people are already solid. And I will advise them, I always advise them, build your personal brand. Even as you are within my team, build a personal brand. Have a LinkedIn, have an Instagram, build yourself up. Remember, we have 24 hours in a day. 9 to 5 is only 8 hours. What are you doing from your 5 p.m. to 9 a.m.? If you're busy from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., after that 5, what are you doing from then till the next morning? You have 1 hour, 2 hours you can put into anything of your choice. So while you're gaining experience in your 9 to 5, building capital in your 9 to 5, taking some of your salary, putting it aside, you're developing skills 1 hour, 2 hours every day, building a business on the side. You have a lot of time. I know medical doctors who have side businesses and are making a lot of money from the internet. So 9 to 5 is important because it gives people experience, like I said. I need to mention this. This is very important. I've noticed when employing people to take on powerful positions in my company, I discovered that these guys, people without experience in a 9 to 5, or without experience in a system, they are the worst people to deal with. They don't have good work ethics. They don't understand authority. They believe everything is a joke. They are not serious. So these days, normally I don't care about your bachelor's degree or your educational qualification or experience, but these days I understand why all these things are necessary. Asking you, what's your work experience? Because I noticed that people who go through a 9 to 5 system, they have a better work ethic. Like I said earlier, a 9 to 5 is an amazing thing, but let it not be the means to an end. You don't want to have a 9 to 5 and work there for 40 years, retire, and that is it. What is your plan? What is your goal? Right? That is when it is bad. When you're working a 9 to 5 every single year and you're not doing anything to better your life. You're not developing skills. You're not thinking of this 9 to 5 as a means to a different end. That's when it is very different. I hope I answered your question there.
Yes, I must say that's the most perfect answer I could get on that question.
Okay.
So what would you say your biggest mistake is in business in general?
This will take me down memory lane. But my biggest mistake in business, I'll try to summarize, is I didn't learn how to sell the right way early. If I learned how to monetize whatever I was doing, by now I will be earning in billions upon billions upon billions. Right? Don't get me wrong, I'm doing perfectly well right now.
Yeah.
Right? All those mistakes, all those lessons, they help me become the man I am right now. Being one of the biggest digital entrepreneurs in Africa. Right? But at the end of the day, if I had learned how to sell early, I would not have failed in the businesses I failed in doing earlier.
Okay, so what business have you done earlier?
Okay, I've been trying to summarize, but now I think I'll just
I can pick
tell
people of
the full
stories, you know.
story. Okay, so I started my first internet business in 2016, and I did crypto trading, I did blogging, I did anything that I saw online that could make me a lot of money.
Okay.
I had people were making money, people like the Linda EKGs and the rest. So what happened? I discovered that these things were not financially rewarding enough. So I couldn't monetize them enough. Especially when I started my travel company. I took people to places like Abraka in Delta State. I took people on different tours, tourism. So I planned group tours, but number one, the profit margins, the money I was making was very low. So running the business was a bit hard. And like I said, I did not know how to monetize. If you want to make money in any endeavor at all, you need to learn how to monetize it. And if you want to monetize, you need to learn how to sell.
Exactly.
Right? Any product, any service, when you look around you, everything was sold. You bought the glasses you're wearing. I bought this wristwatch. Everything you are doing, your transport fare, the food, you are buying. So people have this misconception like selling is something absurd. No, selling is actually something quite interesting. And it happens in our everyday life. So instead of you to always be at the end where you are buying, be at the other end where you are selling. If I understood how to sell, if I understood copywriting, sales, marketing, I would have not lost a lot of money. I would have started these businesses well and made a lot of money from it. So yeah, I would say that was the biggest mistake.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so would you say that cost you 4 years of success?
I'm someone, I don't believe that there is anything like failure. I love failure. I ask people, what's your failure story? The way others say, what's your success story? I ask people, what's your failure story? I believe failing or, those experiences help shape the man I am today, both as an entrepreneur and as an individual, a role model in society. So I'll not really say that it cost me. I'll say that it was an amazing learning curve for me. Yeah.
That's a great perspective to look at it. All right. So, if you lost all the money you have today, like all the money, and you're basically stripped bare, and you need to make $10,000 in the next 30 days, what would you do to make that?
$10,000 is not a lot of money when you think about it. Because when you think of it, the most important thing is I still have my high income scale. This is why I tell people when you make money from Ponzi schemes or whatever means, you are not somebody. You need to become a person of value for you to make a lot of money. But when you make money illegally or from any means, you are not a personality yourself. So I have high income skills that I can use to make money any day, anytime. If you drop me in, say, Malta and tell me, make money, as long as those people speak English, I will figure it out. So if you strip me of all the things I have, all you need to give me is my smartphone and I'll make $10,000 for you.
Wow.
So because of my skill of copywriting and my skill when it comes to sales and marketing, what will I do? I'll simply start with finding a problem. What do businesses need? Number two thing is, when finding this problem, you need to make sure you're in a market that has this money. If you want to make $10,000, you think about it. Oh, all I need is 5 clients to pay me $2,000. How can I get 5 people to pay me $2,000? So I have a high income skill, which is copywriting. Now, what will I do? I'll go to the foreign market where $2,000 per person is nothing. So I'll look for businesses in the United States in particular that need my service as a copywriter. Remember, the reason copywriting is a high income business is because it is something that is in demand. Copywriting is what every business needs because every business must sell. Any business that doesn't sell is a charity organization or is dead. Every business needs a copywriter. So I'll target businesses in the United States that need copywriting services. All I need is 5 businesses. And for me to get to work with these 5 businesses that will pay me $2,000 each, what do? I open a LinkedIn profile, my profile picture, get a good bio, and start to prospect for lead. I don't think I'll be sleeping. Right?
Definitely.
The first 3 days, I'll use it to put together a very nice picture. Of course, since I have my smartphone, I'll take a nice picture, right? I'll take a nice picture, my copywriting skills, write a nice bio, something persuasive that will get people to employ me to work with them. Then I will get into as much DMs as possible. You need to understand something, that money is made by how much people you can reach. If I want to land 5 clients, it means that I need to reach out to 500 people. I'm telling you, like, the no cost way of making money. And 500 people in 5 days, I can reach out to 100 people every day for 5 days. Very simple. I have 24 hours in a day. So this is why I tell people that making money is not hard. It's just that they don't have the right information. I land these clients with my high income skill. I have $10,000 in the next 30 days. It is that simple. But the truth is, it is not easy. Simple and easy are not the same thing. It is simple. 1 plus 1 is 2. Very simple. But it is not easy. You need to put in the work. I've done this experiment before. I got on a call with my mentees. I gave them 28 days to land a client. And 3 of them got back to me with $1,000 each.
Wow.
So one of them $1,000, 1, 2, and the rest. So you need to understand something, that the reason most people don't actually make money is they don't see the urgency in making money. They are not hungry enough. They are not ready to give it their 100%, to have sleepless nights, right? And number 2, they don't have the right skills and information. This is why I advise people, you can decide to learn skills using YouTube or whatever. But if you want to make money with the right information in the fastest possible time, get a coaching program, get a course. It will fast track your process, right? You cannot be a lawyer or a medical doctor without going through school. It is a process. Go through a school, which is get a coaching program or a course, something that will fast track and show you the step-by-step way of doing this thing. And that is it. Like I said, to answer your question there, number 1, make sure you have a high income skill. If not, you're joking, right? Number 2, serve a bigger market. Number 3, put out yourself. Learn to sell yourself. Put out yourself. This is why I love copywriting. It doesn't just give you a skill. It teaches you how to sell yourself. Number 4, after learning how to sell yourself, reach out to as much people as possible. The money is in the mass. The money is in the prospecting, right? Then number 5, I'll throw this as a bonus. Create an irresistible offer. Why would they pick you over the next person? What makes you unique, right? So these are the things I also teach in my coaching program. So that's it.
Brilliant. So, what personality traits do you have that has really helped you become successful?
Okay, very simply, I believe every successful person is someone who is consistent, is someone who puts themselves out there regardless of any situation. They are just consistent. They just keep going. They just keep putting in the work. You cannot outwork them. I studied about more than 100 successful people earlier this year, and I discovered that they are not that special. They are just consistent as F. They are just so consistent. They don't give up. They just put in the work every single day. On their bad days, they put in the work. On their good days, they put in the work. So I would say that is something that's really helped me. People the other day were asking me, how did I get to 100,000 followers on TikTok? I said, for us to get 100,000 followers on TikTok, my team and I, we released over 200 videos. It did not happen overnight, right? Of course, I'm a person of value. I have knowledge. But now, making sure that I impacted people with my videos, that is how I became successful on the app called TikTok. And it's the same way. I'm just using that analogy in life as a whole. The first thing is making sure you have the right vehicle to success. Then once you have the right vehicle to success, put in a shit ton of work. If you look at any successful person, you know, the Tony Elumelus, they put in so much work. He's in this country this day, another country the other day. He is always on the move, always working. So for me, that's the most important personality trait for successful people, putting in a shit ton of work consistently over a long period of time. I believe I can outwork anybody. I believe I can put in so much work more than anybody on the table. And that is it.
Impressive. So the key word is consistency. So, as a billionaire, what are 3 mistakes you would advise young people to avoid in their journey to success?
Number one, I see people fall into this trap of saving. They save without a particular goal. So I advise people, take risks, stop saving, put money together, save a little, in quote, and invest. That will take me to number 2. When people hear invest, they think about Ponzi schemes, cryptos, or whatever. That is not the way to go. The best form of risk you can take, the best form of investment you can make is in yourself. Go and develop skills. Become a person of value. Then put yourself out there. So I see people also making mistake number 2, which is they're always thinking about Ponzi's, the next big thing. How can I put my money here and it will multiply in 24 hours, in 3 weeks? No. Stop with that Ponzi mentality. The number 3, focus. I tell people, follow one course until success. Focus, Focus. In this part, there is this lie that's been propagated by the Western world that the average millionaire has 7 streams of income. Great, beautiful. But bring it home. And even in the foreign world, in the Western world, you discover that one thing is what makes these people millionaires or billionaires in our African currency, right? When you look at it, think of anybody you know. Ronaldo became a millionaire in dollars from football before he started owning other things and diversifying. Name anybody you know. They became millionaires from one thing. The Tony Elumelus, the Dangotes, right? They became successful, rich from one thing, then they diversified, right? Before they started thinking of other streams of income. So I advise people, get good at one thing, own one business, start one thing and one thing alone, hyper focus on it, put in all your love, energy, attention to it, let it grow before you start talking about pouring into other streams of income. So those are the 3 mistakes I see young people make.
All right. So you've heard them. If you're a young person, 18 to 25 or 35, don't save, invest. Do not invest in Ponzi schemes and focus on one source of income before you can then diversify. Mr. Golibe Elechiku, thank you very much for answering the questions and being an inspiration to young people out there.
You're welcome.
So if you enjoyed this, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe this video. And tell us in the comment section one thing you have learned from this and one thing you're going to implement after watching this video. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye-bye.